This is Conversation Series, physical church versus virtual church. Honestly, I have my opinions tilted towards virtual churches, but I actually want to hear from my friend also. Israel, what do you think about it?
Virtual church in itself is not bad.
Okay.
But physical church, from the origin of what a church ought to be, the church from the start has been a physical one. And the clear instruction we are giving.
I just want to know, okay, are you saying that because there's been a physical one from the start, there's no room for change, or, they cannot be modified, or we cannot abandon? Okay, maybe not upgrade, but basically get the point.
Okay. So if you're upgrading, you have to upgrade to a better version of an existing.
So are we saying that, the virtual option is a better option? Because, if you think about it, objectively, especially when you talk about people that are creatives and, tech bros or not, it's easier for them to actually meet up with deadlines because most of them actually sleep late. And, the apps will also, as it were, wake up late because of that. And, you tell someone that sleeps around 2 a.m. to wake up by 6 a.m. because the person needs to be in church for 8, sometimes 7 a.m. So I feel it's actually better that, you can as well do your responsibilities and also be a member of a particular church if you are a member of a virtual church. As well, are we going to say if you are doing that, it's not a better upgrade, or are we going to say no, it is bad, or what do you have to say about that?
Virtual church is not bad in the sense, like I said earlier.
Okay.
So there's a place of sticking to how things is being done to get it better done effectively, something around that line. Going to school, back then in school, most of us, particularly in the kind of the world we are into, most of us have to stay back, go to school. Most of us go back to school. Not that we are waiting for the authority of the school to come down to us. We take ourselves to it because there is value that we have.
Well, right now, in this age and time, we have a lot of schools that are actually online. We have the Harvard Business School that is online. We've had a lot of online courses. We have online trainings right now. So I believe that if that is evolving, if we can have business meetings online, if we can also transfer money online, we can also transfer offering online too now. And so basically, there's really nothing like that if it cannot be done online, that should not be done online.
Yeah, the effectiveness of learning we reduce drastically. That's how we see people with certificates.
So do we think people that went to virtual school, they did not go to school? That you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay. So what are you saying?
When it comes to learning,
okay,
there's a practical approach to learning, which cannot be done most times virtually. That there's a need for you to see and practicalize what you are seeing, in the sense that you have a certificate from an Harvard school, business Harvard school, and you actually implement some certain things as regarding business. It takes you to have somebody to guide you into some basic step that you see and experience, that you see how it's being done. Not that you hear about how it is done, but you see it in practical approach. That's what I'm talking about. So the practical approach for a physical gathering will be different from a virtual.
Honestly, I agree with you. But, while you were saying that, something came to my mind. I'm like, if you're saying we should see, virtual options is not just audio options. We have audiovisual options, whereby we have televisions. We can also see what they are doing there in a way. We can see how the pastor is preaching. We can see how the pastor is correct. We can do a lot of things, basically. So are we saying seeing in terms of practice or seeing in terms of action?
All right. Both ways.
Okay.
For instance, let's say there's a fire outbreak here now. You seeing it from through a virtual stuff will not make you to feel. You will not feel the effects of what is happening. But someone present, you will feel the effect of what is happening in particular. Take a look for what happened to Jesus and Peter.
Yeah.
Why Jesus was walking on the sea. For people seeing it, you cannot walk on that sea because you are not there to see what is happening presently. Peter was able to walk on the sea because he was able to see and he practicalized what he saw.
Okay, I think that is actually a very very vital point. Thinking of that angle,
okay,
as in seeing practice in that particular aspect. But there's also the call for how about people say that many times when it comes to the virtual option, it's easier for them to have their privacy. I know people have also said that when it comes to the physical option, a pastor cannot reach out to a lot of people at the same time. However, when it comes to the virtual option, you can have chat rooms whereby you can reach your pastor like instantly. People have said that pastors will have to like see one person, but when it comes to the virtual option, it's very easy for you to just see your pastor. Reach out to your pastor like instantly. But there can be chat rooms just for that purpose. And it's not like you're having to queue. Painfully, there was a time I went to a particular church. I was told the name of the church. I know there was a very ridiculous wrong queue. Why? You wanted to see the pastor. And I was wondering, this could be solved if, there was actually, if there was actually, a system or a virtual system that could allow you to just talk with your pastor ASAP, the same way we chat. So I really want to say in that particular line, virtually, or the virtual option is actually a very good way of curbing the long queues just to see your pastor. I mean, I don't know what you think about that.
Okay, I'm talking about saying the leaders of a particular local assembly. Yeah, maybe there is a queue. Oftentimes, people make a religious act of it. In itself, there's nothing bad in it. And coming with a virtual church now, and you're expecting somebody to drop a message on the chat box that the pastor should see and the pastor should comment. One, people that are not even paying attention. You know how virtual meetings runs now. Prayer meetings. We know people running prayer meetings, dropping a phone here. Are you there? Are you there? Many people will be like, amen. After like 30 seconds. Amen.
Sometimes it is actually not the fault of the person. Okay. It is network.
That's the distraction. So in physical gathering, there's nothing like a distraction. When the pastor is communicating,
you don't catch me. It's fine. Okay, so anyways, I understand that whether we like it or not, whether we agree or not, whether we think so or not, there's a place for a physical gathering, a place for a physical church. And on that note, I think I'd like you to conclude on your thoughts on the physical church versus virtual church. All right. While I also see my own.
All right. That's good. So, as regarding let me start with the virtual church. For peculiar cases like during the COVID, there was lockdown everywhere. Through the help of technology, we were able to reach out to many people, and the work of the post, we were able to reach out to people that even during lockdown, there's nothing bad in it in itself. Or hiding under that to reduce the core of training, of discipleship, will not be the best thing to do, because from the origin of what church is, it's meant to be a physical gathering.
Okay. So personally, I believe that whether you do a physical church or a virtual church, the truth is you must first be committed. Whether I like it or not, there's the advantage in actually staying in the virtual church. There's also the advantage staying in the physical church. But this is actually what I like to say. Okay. When it comes to virtual churches, you can actually say that it comes with a lot of convenience. However, fellowship and serving God should not come from a place of convenience.
Okay.
So that was actually what I see. Not from a place of convenience. And so if you know that you can actually be in a church, then you should be in a physical church. But however, nevertheless, what do you think about this conversation? Let us know and let us hear your thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you.